Of another jackass. Remember yesterday we played the video of Jeff Sessions saying out loud in front of people that despite the fact that his own DEA says that 80% of heroin addiction is a function of the prescription opioids that have been overprescribed and really oversold, overmarketed, overdistributed. And really over is not even the right word, because that sort of implies like, oh, we made a mistake. This was a very, very conscious decision throughout the supply chain. They had full awareness of it. Maybe not in year one, but certainly by year two, to the extent that they fraudulently attempted to hide the amount of pills that were being distributed in different parts of the country. And Jeff Sessions said, I still think it's marijuana that is causing this. Well, here he goes on, and you know, it's interesting. They are desperately trying to protect the corporate malfeasors, I guess, if that's a word, in this pipeline. They don't want to implicate the manufacturers. They don't want to implicate the distributors. They want to make it at the lowest. Really, there's two people who are involved in this opioid epidemic as far as Jeff Sessions is concerned: the doctor and the patient. And that's where they want to keep it. Even though we have statutory controls that were broken by the distributors. Even though we had a virulent marketing campaign from the producers of these new round of opioids, purposely telling doctors that these pills were not addictive. And doctors don't have the ability to go out and do the research. The reason why they were prescribing them for these indications was because there was a massive, massive marketing campaign and money to convince doctors that what they were handing out was basically the functional equivalent of like a super extra strength Tylenol. Here is Jeff Sessions seemingly dealing with the opioid addiction epidemic, but really just using his platform to protect the corporate interests that have made billions upon billions upon billions of dollars, wreaking an enormous amount of havoc on the American public.
The plain fact is, I believe, and I am operating on the assumption that this country prescribes too many opioids. I mean, people need to take some aspirin sometimes and tough it out a little bit. That's what General Kelly, you know, he's a Marine. He had a surgery on his hand. It's painful surgery.
Pause it.
I'm not taking.
He's not a general. He's the chief of staff. A. And B, if you go to the doctor, Jeff Sessions, and they were to prescribe to you a drug supposedly for your, I don't know, maybe you need a blood thinner. Like, do you have the savvy to go in and say, you know what you're prescribing me? I've done the tests on this, or I've read the literature, or I've seen the volume of increase in the prescription of these drugs in this particular region of the country, and there's something off here, doctor. I mean, who is it that's supposed to take an aspirin? Who's supposed to make that determination?
Those of us that aren't pussies.
Continue.
Surgery on his hand is painful surgery. He said, I'm not taking any drugs. It did hurt, though. It did admit it hurt. But, I mean, a lot of people, you can get through these things.
Okay, there you go. What a scumbag. This is the guy who's supposedly dealing with this. It's unbelievable. Their description of dealing with this crisis is to go out and make sure that the wrong people are held accountable.